Yo, what is going on, you guys? Welcome back to another What If video. And in today's What If video, we are doing part 1 of What If Eggman won. Now, before we go ahead and get into this, make sure you guys go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below what you guys think would happen if Eggman won. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into this What If. We open up a few days before the events of Sonic Heroes. At this point in time, it's been a few weeks since the events of Sonic Advance 2, and Eggman's already begun working on its next move. Eggman has almost finished upgrading Metal Sonic into Neo Metal Sonic. He's created a new brand of Badniks called the Egg Pawns. He's created the Egg Fleet, and he's created the Shadow Androids, with Omega guarding the real Shadow as Eggman works on the androids. So as far as everything is concerned to Eggman, everything is going smoothly in the Empire, as of now. However, as Eggman logs onto the EggNet to add the final touches to Neo Metal Sonic's upgrades and to check the progress on all of his recent projects, he notices a file created by Neo Metal that he can't get into, and Eggman, confused, would end up asking himself, "What are you hiding from me, Metal?" After a bit of tinkering, Eggman would manage to get into the file, and upon viewing it, he would snarl in anger as he sees all of Neo Metal's plans to betray him and to take over the Empire. This way he can take on Sonic by himself, and Eggman scoffs as he says to himself, "You honestly thought you could betray me, Metal, and I wouldn't find out? Just great. My plans for Sonic and his friends will now have to be delayed, but that's fine. I can push those back. For now, I'm going to have to discipline you and remind you who your master is, and I'm going to need some help to do it." Eggman then heads to his throne room, while also telling Neo Metal Sonic to head there. And while Neo Metal makes his way there, Eggman contacts Omega to help him, while also preparing a mech to take on Neo Metal. And as Neo Metal arrives in Eggman's throne room, Eggman glares at him. Confused, Neo Metal went up asking Eggman, "What is the issue, my master?" "Well, Metal, I recently came across a file of yours in the EggNet, with plans to betray me and to take over the Empire to take on Sonic." "What do you mean, my—" "Don't try that, Metal. You and I both know you were going to betray me. Did you honestly think I wouldn't find out? Pathetic. You're my creation, Metal, and it seems you must be reminded as such." Neo Metal Sonic glares at Eggman as he tells him, "I am far too powerful for you to defeat me, my old master." Neo Metal Sonic then attempts to have all the Badniks in the room attack Eggman. However, they don't, and prepare to attack him, much to his shock, as Eggman laughs and tells Metal, "Two things, Metal. One, you don't have full control over the Empire yet, since I'm still in command. Two, your upgrades are not fully finished, Metal, so you're not as powerful as you think you are." Neo Metal Sonic keeps glaring at Eggman as he says, "Well, either way, I can still take you down and take over the Empire, my old master." However, Eggman laughs, and he hops into the Egg Emperor, showing it off to Metal as he tells him, "We shall see, Metal, we shall see." However, before Neo Metal Sonic can even attempt to launch an attack, he's thrown back by gunfire, as Omega has arrived to help Eggman. However, as Neo Metal Sonic gets back up, he glares at both the Egg Emperor and Omega, as he tells Eggman, "Even with Omega's help and you piloting the Egg Emperor, you still can't defeat me, my old master." And Neo Metal Sonic charges at the two of them as a fight begins. Neo Metal Sonic attempts to use his maximum overdrive attack. However, before it can even lay a scratch on the Egg Emperor, Omega blocks the attack, catching Neo Metal Sonic off guard. And Omega grabs Neo Metal Sonic's leg and throws him down to the ground. And as Neo Metal Sonic struggles to get back up, Omega grabs him and then throws him down to the ground again, and unloads a fury of gunfire on Neo Metal Sonic, as Neo Metal Sonic begins to get badly damaged. However, before Omega can use another attack, Neo Metal Sonic dodges it and activates his black shield, trapping Omega's hands in it, as he then grabs Omega and throws him into a wall, damaging him. However, before he can attack the Egg Emperor, Eggman uses the Egg Emperor's sword to throw him flying back into a wall as well. And as Eggman goes to stab Neo Metal Sonic with the Egg Emperor's sword, Neo Metal Sonic activates his black shield once again, protecting himself. However, before Neo Metal Sonic can retaliate, Omega appears behind him, catching him off guard, as Omega grabs him and unloads a fury of gunfire directly into Neo Metal's face, damaging him, as Omega then throws Neo Metal Sonic in the air, and Eggman then throws Neo Metal Sonic down to the ground with the Egg Emperor's sword, and then proceeds to stab Neo Metal Sonic, and Neo Metal Sonic gets back up, though is badly damaged. Neo Metal Sonic then begins to prepare his next move. However, before he can use it, Eggman decides to call on backup to help out both him and Omega, and Shadow Androids and Badniks enter the room and surround Neo Metal Sonic, alongside Eggman and the Egg Emperor and Omega. And Neo Metal Sonic quickly realizes Eggman's using everything he has to take him down. Thus, he begins to plan out his next move and begins taking down the weakest links, those being the Badniks and Shadow Androids. However, they leave him open for an attack from both Eggman and Omega. Eggman then grabs Neo Metal Sonic and throws him down to the ground face first, and then stabs him directly in the back of the head with the Egg Emperor's sword. And as Neo Metal Sonic struggles to escape, he looks up, only to be met with gunfire from Omega as his lens crack, and Eggman then stabs him directly in the back, and then proceeds to throw him flying across the room, and Neo Metal Sonic lands on the ground, hard, and as he attempts to get back up, he begins to plan escape routes, knowing he's lost this fight. However, before he can, Eggman then grabs him again, and throws him back down to the ground, and stabs him once again with the Egg Emperor's sword, and Neo Metal Sonic lays on the ground, defeated, as Eggman then exits the Egg Emperor, and slowly approaches Neo Metal Sonic. As Eggman gets closer to Neo Metal Sonic, he shakes his head, disappointed, as he tells Metal, "I'm very disappointed in you, Metal. Did you honestly think I wouldn't find out you would try to betray me? Of course I would. And it seems you must be reminded of your place." Neo Metal Sonic, in a last-ditch effort, attempts to attack Eggman. However, before he can even lay a finger on him, Omega grabs him and throws him back down to the ground and unloads another fury of gunfire on him, knocking him out as the fight concludes. Eggman then grabs the badly damaged Neo Metal Sonic and brings him over to his workstation and begins doing repairs while also reprogramming him. This way, Neo Metal won't be able to betray him again. However, as he's doing this, he decides to check Metal's memories, curious about what his plans were to take down Sonic. Eggman then begins looking over Neo Metal Sonic's plans, and as he does, he becomes more and more impressed the more he reads them, amazed that Neo Metal came up with this, as he says to himself, "I must admit, Metal, these plans are incredibly solid. It's a shame you had to try to betray me in order to accomplish them. However, I could replace my plan with this plan and finally take down Sonic and his bothersome friends. However, some changes are going to need to be made. Luckily, I know just what changes need to be made." Eggman, as he continues reprogramming and repairing Neo Metal Sonic, then turns to Omega and tells him, "Omega, prepare for upgrades. For this newest plan to work, everyone needs to be in their best shape, you included. Understand?" Omega nods his head, and as Eggman keeps reprogramming and repairing Neo Metal Sonic, he chuckles to himself as he says, "If this pays off, the rodent will finally no longer be a thorn in my side, and I'll finally be able to conquer the world. And luckily, I could potentially start up an old project I cancelled, and it could turn people into my robotic slaves. However, one step at a time. For now, I focus on taking down Sonic and his friends. Then once they're defeated, I can focus on the cancelled project." Eggman then continues reprogramming and repairing Neo Metal Sonic, while also preparing Omega for upgrades. Over the next few days, Neo Metal Sonic's reprogramming and repairs are fully complete, as Eggman also wipes Neo Metal's memories of all the betrayal stuff he was planning, while also making it seem like all the plans that Neo Metal came up with, he came up with. And just in case Metal does try to betray him again, Eggman has put something inside of Metal that will allow him to self-destruct him, just in case Metal tries anything funny. Eggman also fully upgrades Omega into Giga Omega, while also making sure we can easily self-destruct him too, just in case Giga Omega tries anything funny. However, Eggman's also added something special to both Neo Metal and Giga Omega, that being, they can go super, as Eggman plans to have Sonic and all of his friends gather the Chaos Emeralds for him, and once they do, both Neo Metal Sonic and Giga Omega will take them from him, and then go super, using them against Sonic and all of his friends. However, as Eggman begins finalizing his plans, he also toys around with potentially getting the Chaotic Detective Agency involved. This way, Neo Metal Sonic can get more data. However, he decides not to do it, as the last thing he wants is a repeat of what happened during the events of Knuckles Chaotix, as he still fully remembers well what happened the last time the Chaotix crew took on an upgraded Metal Sonic. Thus, he decides not to get back at them. For now. Once Sonic and his friends are defeated, that's when he'll get back at them for the events of Knuckles Chaotix. For now, Eggman sets his plan into motion, sending a letter to Tails' house, saying he plans to conquer the world in 3 days, and that if he, alongside Sonic and Knuckles, want to stop him, they better try it now. Alongside this as well, he has Neo Metal Sonic disguise himself as Sonic, and make it look like Sonic stole both Chocola Chow and Froggy. Tails then receives Eggman's letter, boldly proclaim that he plans to conquer the world in 3 days, and that if they want to stop him, they better try it now. Thus, Tails hops on the tornado and heads to Angel Island and informs Knuckles of the situation. And once Knuckles hops on board, they go find Sonic and tell him the situation, while showing him the letter. Thus, Team Sonic heads to Seaside Hill to take down Eggman. And while that's happening, Amy, Cream, and Big find the fake newspaper that Eggman made, and see what seems to be Sonic kidnapping both Chocola and Froggy. And thus, the trio head out to go find Sonic and to go save both Chocola and Froggy. And while that's happening, Rouge breaks into one of Eggman's bases and finds Shadow alive, and the two of them head out to go get Eggman's treasure for Rouge and to find answers to Shadow's past. However, unlike the original timeline, Omega isn't with them, as he's now part of Eggman's plan. However, unbeknownst to the heroes, everything is going perfectly accordingly to Eggman's plans, as he chuckles to himself, with him saying, "Everything's going perfectly to plan. Soon they'll gather all 7 Chaos Emeralds. Then, once they do, I'll swoop in and take them all. Then I can finally defeat Sonic and all of his friends, and finally conquer the world." Eggman laughs, as he then heads out to deal with all the heroes. And that's where we're going to end this what if, for right now. So what did you guys think? Did you expect Eggman to take down Neo Metal Sonic? Or did you expect Omega to become Giga Omega? Or did you expect the Chaotix crew to not get involved? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, and make sure you guys go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below what you thought of part 1, and I'll see you all in the next one.